Boom! Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's a car vlog, and we're rolling out from the store back into town because we're at the beach right now. So it's a totally different city that I'm in. But guess what? All the hotties are out. Man, that's the only thing about everywhere you go, there's a hottie everywhere. That's ridiculous. And especially because we're down at the beach, all the hotties are out. You got all the nice cars, all the hot ass chicks. They're all out at the beach. So when you come down here, you see hotties for days. You can't be mad at that, man. You definitely can't be mad at just cruising the strip and seeing all these fine young ladies. There's nothing wrong with that. Eye candy? Yeah, I'll definitely say there's some eye candy around. You gotta holler if you see one that's cute. You gotta say something. Because you never know. You never want that mindset of what happens if I would have said something. What happens if I would have said something? Could this have been my significant other? Could this be my next girlfriend? Could this be my wife? You never know. So you never want to have that what if moment when it comes to seeing a hot chick. Stupid clown in front of me. He's going to hit somebody. Racing up there. I mean, what are you going to do? Hit the car in front? And I don't get it, guys. But for some reason, when we go on this bridge, you start bouncing. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but the car starts bouncing up and down. I don't know what's wrong with the road, but you bounce up a little bit. Do I got a story for you guys today? Hell yeah, I do. I went for an interview, and I'll just tell you basically, it was a job that would take place where you drive rental cars back to the rental depot from like a parking lot that they keep the rental cars at. So they would say, hey, we need a Dodge Charger, we need that Ford Focus. You'd get in it and you would drive it to the depot where they would give it to the customer, and then the customer would be able to drive that Dodge Charger or whatever they were renting, right? So I had an interview for 3 o'clock. Nothing wrong with 3 o'clock. I walk in there, I see this guy like in a button-up shirt, and he's like, can I help you? I was like, yeah, I'm here for a interview. And he goes, okay, sit over there in the chairs that are on the side. So this other guy, this Hispanic guy, comes out and says, can I help you? And I'm like, yeah, I'm here for an interview. And he goes, an interview for what? And I look at him and was like, I guess driving cars, like a driver. So he was like, what hours do you want to work? And I replied, my application says 7 to 4. Because I didn't know what hours they had available or when they do this. I didn't know. So usually when they say your hours, you pick the earliest as possible. And you pick to go home at like 5 o'clock or something, right? So I said, okay, make it 7 to 4. And he goes, we don't have those hours. I was like, 8 to 5? We don't do that either. I was like, well, what kind of hours do you have? I was like, what's the earliest you have? Because I don't want to be working super late. And he replied, well, we have a 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. And I'm like, 10 hours? You're talking 10 hours? He goes, yeah, it's 40 hours a week. And I replied, I'm here because I thought I can get some extra hours on top of my job so I can have 2 incomes and make double the money, because I don't make super amount of money at my other job. But when he replied like, what are you doing here? For an interview? For what? I was like, wait a minute, this ain't a professional place. And then I realized everybody that was walking in and out of there that worked there was Puerto Rican, Spanish, Cuban, Dominican Republic, like Dominican. They were all like Spanish speaking, like no English. And I was like, if they got some like people from, they could deport all these people if they got like immigration here. That's crazy. That's very crazy to me that he said that. Like, what are you doing here? Like, why would you be here? There's an interview? I'm like, okay, well, you sent me an email, dummy, saying there's an interview at 3 o'clock on like Friday. Show up. So that's what I did. Don't just reply, what? An interview? Why? What? Huh? I didn't know I had anybody coming for an interview today. I mean, I didn't see any receptionist. I just seen him at a big ass table, and it was me and some cute other lady that was looking for a job. And he was replying, he goes, well, we have cleaners for $10 an hour. And she goes, nah, I don't want to do that. I'll just do the driving. And he goes, well, honey, we have cleaner positions. Like, he was saying like, oh, girl, you're only good enough for cleaning, and you're not good enough for driving. I'm like, this dude is like ludicrous. I've never been for an interview where the damn dude who's supposed to be interviewing you doesn't even know why you're there. And there was no interview, people. It was just, hey, you want a job? Can you work 1 p.m. to 11 p.m.? If I would have said yes, he would have said start tomorrow. And that's exactly what he told me. He's like, when do you want to start? And I was like, well, when I brought up, I said, I still have another job. He was like, what? Why do you have another job? Like, you want to start today? You want to start tomorrow? And I'm like, that's not professional. I think that's a kind of a job that they have, they just need people that want to work. They just need people that probably are coming out of high school that need a first job, or it's like an illegal person that's here in the country that need a job, and they're like, we don't care as long as you can get in the car and drive from point A to point B. We don't care what your language is. We don't care what your driving record is. All we care is you show up and you work. So I was just like, nah, man. It might be less stressful. It might be more stressful than the job I'm doing now. It's just the fact that when 90% of the people are Hispanic speaking and there's no English speaking, I don't want to go where I can't interact with my coworkers and have the guy say, why are you here? What interview? And you know how I know it's going to start storming in a minute? Look. If I slow down for a second, if I stop over here, look. You can see the trees and everything are starting to get a lot more windy. It's starting to blow the trees around. That's when you know it's starting to storm. It's going to storm really hard. We're going to have thunder, lightning, and all sorts of crazy stuff. But welcome to the life of Florida. You come here in the summer and it rains all the time. See what I told you guys? It's starting to get super windy. It's hurricane season. It gets like this every day when it starts to storm. That's what happens. And there's my homie up in the window, my cat. I love my cat. My cat's my like my best friend, family, and whatnot. But I love, I'll say this before I end the video, I love when it storms. I love when it rains. It cools down the weather significantly, and it just is relaxing. I love that thunder. I love that lightning. But do I want to be out in it? Hell nah. But if you're ever from Florida, don't come in the summertime, because this is the kind of weather you get. Windy and rainy. Reminds people of the UK. See you guys next time. and have the guy say, "Why are you here? What interview?" And you know how I know it's going to start storming in a minute? Look. If I slow down for a second, if I stop over here, look. You can see the trees and everything are starting to get a lot more windy. It's starting to blow the trees around. That's when you know it's starting to storm. It's going to storm really hard. We're going to have thunder, lightning, and all sorts of crazy stuff. But welcome to the life of Florida. You come here in the summer and it rains all the time. But my name is Trevor, as always. People are dumb when it comes to that job. Well, I don't even know why you're here, but you want a job, sir? Okay, cool. Did you look at my resume? And he goes, no, I didn't look at your resume. Why would I do that? Well, no, duh. You bring a resume in that says you have this work experience. It shows that you have work experience. But I think that job did not even care if I had work experience or it was my first job ever. They just wanted someone that would work, and that was it. But I had to turn it down because it didn't feel comfortable or right. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.